Hey everyone, it's Kate from Wild Tales Of, where we share about family travel and outdoor adventure. We hope you are doing really well. We're feeling good around here because we are headed out of town. We are headed down to the Oregon coast, and we thought we would take you along with us on this adventure. So our first stop is Astoria, Oregon. If you're not familiar, it is in the northwesternmost part of Oregon, just across the Washington border. And so we're going to stop there just for a pit stop. We have a favorite brewery there called Fort George. Oh, there's another thing. If you're not familiar with Astoria, you probably know the movie The Goonies, where it was filmed. So we are going to do a couple of things in Astoria and then head down the coast to Oceanside, Oregon. And so join us on our adventure and we'll see what we get up to today. We're just finishing up of last few things and wondered if you do this too. This is what our refrigerator looks like. Nothing. Well, there's a few things, but basically nothing. Those containers are empty. And we got our condiments, sourdough starter, and we have our kiwis in here. If you didn't watch our kiwi harvest video, go check that out, making sure that they don't ripen while we're gone. Do you clean out the fridge before you go on a trip? Let us know. That we do before trips, not every trip, but especially when we're going to a newer place for the kids, is to front load them with a bunch of information about the destination. And that just makes the travel that much more richer. And especially since we are doing homeschool, we did a couple of things that I wanted to share before going on the trip. One, we went to the Seattle Aquarium, and you can watch that video, just one video back, and I'll link it below. That got the kids excited about the sea life that they are hopefully going to get to see on the beach. And oh, and I forgot to say this in the video, but the cool thing about how they could not touch the animals in the tide pool exhibit because of the coronavirus. And we kept saying that that's okay because we are going to actually be going to low tide in real life. Another thing is we grab all the books we can, whether that's at the library or in our own collection that have to do with that destination. And so Georgia found a great book. Show us that book, Georgia. It's from Animal Planet. It's called Animal Bites Ocean Animals. So obviously it's very colorful, engaging book. Woo! On sea life. So she's been reading up with that book, and we also utilize the library. And then one more thing we do is we watch YouTube videos. So we just go and search YouTube for, especially having to do with kids, whatever destination we're going. And it's a lot of fun for the kids to get to watch what other families do and other people do when they go to that destination. Of course, we talk about the destination a lot. Slade and I share what we've been reading in our guidebooks, because that's another thing that we love to do. Oh, and we look at maps. So we show them on the map where we are here in Seattle and then where we are headed.
Like we were just here in August.
Yeah, we were. We made it to Astoria, and we stopped at the Astoria Column. Check it out.
Drove up all the way through here, and then we're gonna go this bridge, and and then down. Woo! Oh, good job. Throw it towards that canoe, like you're gonna throw it.
A drive-by of the Goonies house because these two big fans. No cars.
Okay, you guys run up.
Here's our die-hard Goonies fan. So when we were doing some research, it seemed as though they did not allow cars up here and they were very against anyone coming up here. But we were talking to the gentleman in the Astoria Columns gift shop and he said that she's kind of relaxed over the years. Okay, so what I was saying was that the guy at the gift shop at the Astoria Columns said that on the 35th anniversary of the Goonies movie, tourists and visitors went so crazy that she actually, the owner of the house, actually was injured because people were stampeding into her house and she broke a rib. And so after that, she became very
concerned.
She was concerned for her own safety, and so she buckled down, and that's when he said she tarped her house and then put up a bunch of signs like, I will call the police, this is private property, blah de blah. But now she has relaxed a little bit, and it does say no cars, so it's a little private driveway and there's no way of turning around up there unless you are going up there to park. And so there is a sign that says no cars. So we walked up there and the kids took a quick picture and we're on our way. But the coolest thing actually was that you can hear seals up there. Mm-hmm. That was cooler for me than actually seeing the Goonies. So this is the bridge that goes from Washington to Oregon. What's significant about this hotel?
This is where we stayed with Bergen when he was a baby. Before we went camping.
Now he's 9.
And clamming.
Yes. Before we went off down. Oh, actually, no. We went up to Washington, Cape Disappointment. So then we also got to hop in this old car.
Drive around town with Bergen on our lap.
They didn't make us use a car seat. It was great.
We didn't even have to.
That was back in the 2000s. No, it was the 2010s. Different now. It's 2020. Dreams. This room is the best.
Look at
what?
that sound. It's the sound of the waves.
Hey again. So we made it to Oceanside to our rental, and we're a little bit unpacked. About about halfway unpacked, but we are gonna head to the beach before it gets too dark.
There's a bunch of jellyfishes on the beach.
Okay, so we're back from the beach and we're hoping that the power doesn't go out. The lights are definitely flickering. And before we say goodbye for our first day in Oregon, we wanted to teach you how to make an amazing recipe. And what's it called?
Beef Mexicali.
Beef rice Mexicali.
Beef rice Mexicali.
We had this recipe when I was a little kid, and
So
I've made it since I was like 10.
So that means you've been making it for 40 years?
Great.
So you first brown the meat.
Beef or turkey?
So we like to use ground beef or turkey. We actually prefer turkey, isn't that right?
We do. This is fancy meat from Owens in Clay Elum.
Clay Elum, Washington is where this meat came from. If you're ever driving along I-90, hit it up. They have some of the best beef jerky also. Okay, so what's great about this recipe is that it's really simple and it's a lot of stuff that you just have on hand.
It is not fancy.
And it's not fancy, but you can make it fancy with the type of meat that you choose.
And cheese.
And the type of cheese. And we have, since we're in Oregon, we're using Tillamook cheese. We actually just passed by the Tillamook cheese
really
factory.
Fancy tomato sauce.
We're using fancy Kroger tomato sauce. You can get fancier. Okay, and so...
This is really fancy water.
Yes, it's Oregon water. But like I was saying, we like this recipe because it has simple ingredients and it cooks up really fast, and it's great to have when you are traveling. It's also great for kids to learn how to cook. This is pretty simple, and it's one pot. There's just so many things about beef rice Mexicali. Okay, the other thing Slade does to make it really easy is he measures at least all the dry ingredients. Instant rice, onion salt, and chili powder. And then he likes to add, this isn't in the original recipe, a little bit of hot sauce.
Green Tabasco and red Honduran yummy stuff.
That's a fancy mix. Looks like we're close. I even posted this on my blog about, I don't know, 8 years ago. I'll link it below so you can get the full recipe. Okay, we drained the beef. What's the next step?
Stir in rice.
Stir in rice. This is quick rice, everybody. And the seasoning, the tomato sauce. Here comes the easy part.
And I rinse this out.
Ah, yes, very good cooking technique. I like it.
All right, Georgia.
Mix.
Yeah, you need to mix it a little bit more.
Now the rice is going to absorb all that water and tomato sauce and become beef rice Mexicali.
Oh, we gotta get the corn in there.
Can't forget the secret ingredient.
Yep.
How much corn is that? About a cup?
This is the best one.
This is the best Trader Joe's roasted corn. Highly recommend. We take this mixture and you get it boiling. Then what are you gonna do after it boils?
Cover.
Cover it. Simmer covered for how long?
About 5 minutes. Set the timer. Secret sauce.
Looks like you put the hot sauce in after 3 minutes.
All right.
Is that scientific? So you spread it out evenly, right? A nice layer.
Yeah. There we go. And then we just let it
And then
melt.
one last step is sour cream or Greek yogurt. Traditionally, it was sour cream, but we've moved it on to Greek yogurt. There you go. And nice. That's Beef Rice Mexicali, and thanks for joining us on our journey from Seattle to Astoria and to Oceanside. We hope you're staying happy and healthy, and we hope you are able to get out and have some brave, wild adventures, and we'll see you next time.